Hi, this is Nicholas Yock, a registered education and migration agent from Pathway to Oz. Today I'm going to discuss how studying to become an enrolled nurse can lead to a pathway of permanent residency. Okay, so look, the information provided is general in nature. Okay, and if you want to discuss your specific circumstances, feel free to contact an education or migration agent at Pathway to Oz. To become an enrolled nurse, the course you need to do is the Diploma of Nursing, okay? So you would study that. Look, to become a registered nurse, you do a Bachelor of Nursing. A Bachelor of Nursing is a lot more expensive. It's a 3-year minimum sort of program. The Diploma of Nursing is only 1.5 years at most colleges, but you do not get a graduate work visa when you finish. So the first step is to study the Diploma of Nursing, okay? So it's 1.5 years. The English requirement is usually the impediment to get into the course. So if you're not from a native English speaking country, you would usually need to have IELTS 7s in each band, okay? So step number 1, study the course. If you want to find a course, contact Pathway to Oz, we'll sort you out. Once you've studied the course, when you finish the course, you'll then need to pass what's called a skill assessment. So don't fret about it, it's not difficult, you don't really need to do anything. If you study in Australia, you don't really need post-qualification work experience or anything like that. Your qualification and transcript from the provider where you study is usually enough to just pass the skill assessment. But with nursing, the first thing you need to do is become registered with APRA, okay, which is like the registering body for nurses in Australia. You would then look to pass a skill assessment or provide your education, documentation, evidence of your placement for part of the course, English, police checks, that sort of thing, to ANMAC and get what's called a skill assessment. Only once you have a skill assessment can you then look to apply for the different visas in the future. The skill assessment, or getting that skill assessment, when you finish the course, will probably take about 3 to 5 months. It's just a lengthy process. You've got to get registered with APRA, then you've got to register with ANMAC. It eats up time. And when you finish this course, you do not get a graduate work visa. So unless you want to go offshore, you need to look at another visa which will allow you to remain in Australia upon completion. Some of the more common options are, if you want to continue on a study visa, students will get credit for the Diploma of Nursing, apply that to the Bachelor of Nursing, take a year or so off that and continue on with that. That'll allow you to work as an enrolled nurse. When you're finishing off your Bachelor of Nursing, enrolled nurses earn pretty decent money in Australia. Alternatively, if you're looking to study, you could look to do a complementary course like a Diploma of Community Services, a Diploma of Mental Health, something like that. Something that will allow you to remain in Australia to live and work when you finish this course, which will give you time to pass the skill assessment. Look, alternatively, you could look to potentially move on to a training visa or a subclass 407. You would need an employer to essentially like take you on it and nominate you for that. There's a separate video, I'll put a link below for that. Alternatively, we have people move on to a working holiday visa or move on to their partner's visa or something like that. Basically, you just need a visa which will allow you to remain in Australia. Once you have finished your skill assessment and you are working in the industry, you should then potentially to be able to submit an expression of interest and request an invitation for general skilled migration visas, the subclass 190 and the skilled regional 491. So these are where you're invited by a state or territory. For example, New South Wales, Western Australia, South Australia, wherever. Okay, so each state or territory does have individual requirements to get invited, so to be sure to check those out. Look, but in a nutshell, that is essentially the pathway to PR. Do the course, apply for the skill assessment, and then you'll probably need some other visa which will allow you to remain in Australia upon completion. And then you'll look to potentially, hopefully get invited for a state nominated 190 or a skilled regional 491. Employer sponsored or training visas are also an option. But look, if you can get that 190 or 491, that's money in the bank. I would take that all day. Look, the information provided is general in nature. And if you do want to discuss your circumstances, feel free to contact Pathway to Oz. Thank you.